Barbecuing ribs results in tender, succulent, mouth-watering meat with a delicious caramelized crust. There are lots of ways to barbecue ribs. We're going to show you one really simple way to prepare them using your gas or charcoal barbecue. Step 1. Choose your ribs. There are two types of pork ribs, baby back and spare ribs. Baby back ribs are cut from higher up on the pig and are leaner, meatier, and cook a little faster than spare ribs. Spare ribs are cut from the lower belly side of the pig. They're fattier and less meaty than back ribs, but they're more affordable, great for when you're cooking for a crowd. Spare ribs usually need a little trim so they cook evenly. Ask your butcher to cut off the skirt or flap. He can also trim off excess cartilage and bones. On the flip side of the ribs, you'll see a thin membrane that covers the bones. Removing it helps any seasonings penetrate the meat. To remove it, work a spoon or blunt knife under the edge of the membrane to pry it off. Pull the edge up slowly. It should peel off in one long strip. Step 2. Rub on flavour. A dry rub is an easy way of seasoning ribs before they hit the heat. Here's a basic dry rub spice mix. 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon paprika, salt and pepper to taste. Mix the ingredients together in a bowl. Pat the ribs dry with kitchen towels, then sprinkle the sides generously with the dry rub. Store any leftover rub in an airtight container for the next time you barbecue. For the best flavour, let the rubs sit with the dry rub from 30 minutes to overnight in the fridge. Step 3. Prep the barbecue. Preheat your gas barbecue on high for 10 minutes with the lid on. If you're using charcoal, fire it up until there's a good coat of ash. When the barbecue is heated, clean the grates with a wire brush. Wipe with oil to keep the ribs from sticking. Make a place for the ribs to cook over indirect heat. To prevent flare-ups, put a drip pan right underneath where the ribs are going to go. Step 4. On with the ribs. Place the ribs bone side down on the grate over the drip pan. If you're cooking several racks at a time, line them up in a rib rack. Close the barbecue lid and let the low heat do the rest. It takes from 1.5 to 3 hours to barbecue ribs. Step 5. Get saucy. Barbecue sauce adds the final layer of flavouring. Brush the sauce onto the ribs during the last 30 minutes of cooking time. When your ribs are cooked and sauced, use a pair of tongs to remove them from the barbecue to a clean chopping board. Cover with foil and let them rest for 10 minutes before cutting and serving them. Serve them with your favourite sauce on the side. That's it. Once you master the basic rib recipe, you can start adding your own tweaks to the process. Change the spice rub mix, add wood chips for that smoky flavour, or change the sauce. Barbecue ribs invite experimentation, so have a go at it and invent your own signature recipe. That's it. Here's a recap.